Usually, I have many issues with Cosmonaut and his very questionable interpretations of the Star Wars prequels, the Snyderverse, and a lot of Zack Snyder stuff. However, I was in pretty rare agreement. I will disagree a little bit at the end, but I thought his basic gist was correct about the very questionable value of Secret Invasion.
hated, I hated this show, man. It's so bad. Samuel Jackson, I feel like he really. Why'd they give him a show this bad? Did people really say this is going to be Marvel's Andor? People were saying that when Echo's trailer came out. All right, let's not throw around that phrase.
Really can't dodge the central dilemma that, aside from the show not being that good, the deaths and killings of all these characters felt kind of cheap and frankly not even that important because Cosmonaut did not watch this when it came out. He caught up with it and he wasn't spoiled on the deaths. Apparently, no one really told him or no one cared. It's kind of like, yeah, this one died and that one died. But really, who cares? Who's counting? So, yeah, death is becoming increasingly meaningless in the MCU, and that shows the dramatic weight has fallen a lot. So, agreement that Secret Invasion is pretty rock bottom. I think he goes a little bit too far, of course. 1 out of 10, it's a little too severe, but it is in that really awful 3 to 4 out of 10 kind of space. And that is not a good place to be in. But now we're going to get to some disagreement on his thinking through the value of female performers.
Poorly. I thought Ben Mendelsohn's Skrull was going to get a little more of a send off. He dies in a very unceremonious way. Emilia Clarke needs a better agent. This girl deserves better because she's not a bad actress. But goddamn, she's just like shoehorn. She's just like they slaughter into that little.
I want to be fair because Cosmonaut has sometimes been called out for being, quote, a sexist. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I think, though, aside from Megan Fox, who he seems to have an insane hatred of, I don't know why, I think he's mostly balanced, but I do disagree with him on Emilia Clarke. I think quite the opposite. She made a lot of risky decisions in Secret Invasion, and this was a nice change of pace, which is very far from the Game of Thrones universe, and also not at all like her Terminator work or anything like that, or even Solo. This is a Disney project, but I think she was taking some risks in how she portrayed the character. Secret Invasion made this bizarre decision to switch halfway from this spy thriller noir very dramatic series to this much more silly, goofy science fiction apocalyptic mess, and it just wasn't fun. The special effects were terrible, the fights were pathetic, and the twist really went nowhere. So you're like, what was the point of all that? So I don't have a problem with Emilia Clarke, but what they made Emilia Clarke into was head scratchingly pointless. It just seemed really, really meaningless. But her acting was fine. So, again, as always, Cosmonaut, even when he's right, is sometimes very, very wrong.